One to go, next time by. Line up on the left side. Pit road is closed right now. Rain is close.
Rain is close.
You're on a dry tyre.
Oh, rain is close. All right, we'll get rain. Fun. We're on a dry now. We'll have to pit. So, for those who are here, thanks for being here, first of all. Hello. And if you haven't seen my first video, my first impressions video, go ahead and check that out. I'll leave a link in the description. The first impressions video isn't as good as this one because it was the first impressions video. This video is my second impressions video. So this one is after I received two things. This video is going to be posted after I received an IPD swap. So I went from 59mm IPD headset to now a 58mm unit. So -1mm IPD. Not a lot, but it does make a difference, and I'm much more comfortable just looking at things now. I don't feel like I'm cockeyed, you know? So that's good. We'll talk about that, but the other thing that changed is the facial gasket in this iteration. So my second impressions video, that's where we're starting off, okay? I used it once yesterday. This is the second time I'm now using it to kind of set you up for things. Maybe I used it twice before, I don't know. This might be my third time actually having it on. We're gonna have to focus here in the beginning of the race. I do have some talking points above me there. We're gonna talk about the shipping briefly, and it's gonna be in the same format as the first review. So again, watch the first review and then come and watch this one. I know the first one's long, this one will be shorter. Most of what I wanted to discuss is in the first one. But we're going to keep talking about the same thing. So everything I talked about there, we're going to talk about here. And we need a brake. Okay. Okay.
Clear on the right. Right side.
Okay. So we're going to get right into it and stay on the track and talk about the shipping. Now the shipping, it did take a little bit longer than it should have to do an IPD swap. We're going to hopefully get a little bit of a few positions here. Okie dokie, let's get in there.
Clear on the right.
No slowdown, we're good. We're going to get comfortable here and just talk. So the shipping, it was delayed because my IPD 58mm, it wasn't available. They had to have it, I guess, manufactured and shipped to them. So I wasn't able to get a quick swap in a couple of weeks. It took me, I think, a month. It took a month for me to get the unit shipped to me once. We brake a little earlier here than I'm used to. But yeah, it took a couple weeks longer because of the discrepancy there anyway, because they needed a 58mm unit. They were short on them. So normally it would take probably a couple weeks. A week to ship them, a week to ship back, roughly, And then you got to count the time to communicate with them to actually figure out what IPD you need. That's probably going to take, the longest time, really. So I did it through Discord, and they were great. They really know what they're doing there. They helped me a lot, and I'm happy with what I have on my face now. So shipping took a little bit longer. The first time around, shipping was, kind of a nightmare because I was expecting it sooner, to be honest. I think we all were. They're just due to all the shipping delays, but the second time I knew the potential, and it was much easier to deal with the shipping times and the further delays there. So, but yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it. Uh-oh.
Clear on the right.
I think I'm gonna pit to put on wet tires this lap. So, if we talk about sweet spot, glare, and optics, now my second experience, with that being said, all the changes, so there were two changes. IPD went from 59 to 58, and then I got a new facial gasket. The new facial gasket, I have their old one, which I'll show pictures, but I have their old gasket, or my old gasket, it's much thicker and it looks more lumpy. It doesn't look as smoothed out and finished. It looks like a prototype in a way compared to the design I have now. So it looks like they smoothed out their process, and it seems like I had one of the old models. It's not raining here. I'm gonna stay on the track with dry tires. So with that being said, obviously the slimmer facial gasket, it's much more comfortable now. On the nose, I was having issues before with uncomfort issues with it being uncomfortable. And sorry if I'm kind of trying to race. Maybe this wasn't a good idea. Trying to race and talk is kind of a challenge. Especially with it getting a little bit wet now, the track. But yeah, sweet spot is the same, right? So the sweet spot is going to be the same. That doesn't really change between units. And the reason why, obviously, getting the right IPD is important is because the sweet spot is so tiny. So we're gonna maybe try to overtake again. No. So the glare and optics in general, things look a lot better, okay? The going from 58 or 59 to 58 millimeters helped a lot, significantly, actually, regarding how I'm able to focus on things and see things in front of me. They look much more how the Valve Index looked to me, or how any VR headset should look. So I'm happy there, okay? The optics, glare, it's not great. The glare is still there. The glare is better. It's just overall I'm getting better image clarity because I'm much closer. We're gonna stay on the track? We're gonna stay on dries, stay on dries, stay on dries. Even though my windshield wipers are going and there's spray everywhere, we're staying on dries. I hope this Mercedes moves. So IPD had changed, we talked about that. Field of view, we'll talk about field of view. Did I gain field of view from going... Uh-oh. We're okay, we're okay. Did I gain field of view? Okay. Jokey. Yes, because I got closer. Again, I'll show the facial gaskets. You could see how much thinner the new one is. It's, I don't know, it doesn't seem like a whole lot, maybe 1-2 millimeters. But it does, maybe it's more than that, because maybe there's more cutout of the material, and you know, it might be pushing my eyes forward even more than that. Realistically.
Left side. Still there, hold your line.
Yeah, bad place to overtake, huh? Okay. I gave him a little bump there. I don't know the braking points here. So field of view, I gained a bit of field of view, I would say. It's not a scientific thing, it's just based on feel, right? So and it does make sense if your eyes are a little bit closer into the lenses. Okay, that's quite the defense. These are AI, remember that. They're dum-dums. So field of view, no scientific thing, but it does feel like I'm able to see more around me, and that's probably just because my eyes are closer, things are more clear, I'm able to have a little bit more edge-to-edge clarity. It's not, you know, like a Quest 3, but, you know, it's better than it was. It's closer to the Valve Index in terms of edge-to-edge clarity. The Valve Index, you have more field of view, of course, but in terms of those far corners of the lens, when you kind of peek your eye at the edges, left and right, seeing that clarity or whatever, so blurriness, it's kind of similar to the Valve Index in that way. No, overshot that one. Okie dokie. So the display is nothing to say there. The last first impressions video, I had 2 dead pixels. I actually counted 1 at the time, but I found another dead pixel shortly later. So my first unit had a dead pixel in each eye, on my left and my right eye. which obviously unfortunate, but this one's fine. It's great. The displays are fantastic in that regard. No complaints there. You know, nothing seems out of whack in, you know, in terms of, I don't know, persistence levels or brightness levels or color levels, things like that. It seems to be consistent with what I experienced with the first headset. Same thing with the OLED, like, you know, the blacks are black. Nothing changed there. Seems to be consistent in that regard. So that's good. Comfort improved a lot. If we talk about comfort briefly, comfort is probably the biggest thing with this newer facial gasket. Again, the old one, let me just think here for a moment. Yeah, didn't work. The old facial gasket, a little lumpy in some areas, heavy pressure points at the nose, and it didn't seem like it was well balanced and evenly, you know, distributed over my face. It felt like all of the pressure was at the nose, nowhere else, and this one, the second facial gasket, much better. Again, I think they made some improvements internally to the shape or design, their technologies there, whatever they're using to create these facial gaskets. So the improvements are nice, they're noticed, and I'm happy with this facial gasket that I have now. So I don't think I'll need to have another one made, so that's really good. My eyelashes do touch the lenses with this one, but I told my support, the support team, I told the person who was helping me, or asked them, I told them, I don't care if my eyelashes touch, get me close to the lenses, you know, I want a good experience. The eyelash touching the lenses won't really be a bother to me. And it's not, my right eye, it's my right eye only, I've noticed. And the way that I figured out it's my right eye only is because when I remove the headset from my face and I look at the lenses, you could see any oils or things that are on the lenses, right? So when I took them off, I looked at the lenses to see, you know, what's going on. Whoops. Let me break theirs a little bit sooner, huh? So the right eye has some smudges, little kind of lines from the oils on my eyebrow, or my eyelash on my right eye. So, and if I pay attention, I feel it, but it's really not a bother. I honestly didn't notice it until I actually looked and saw, oh, okay, yeah, they are touching, to kind of confirm what I thought I had imagined. So you don't think about it, you don't notice it. Maybe adjusting the headset, you know, if it really bothered me, I could get like little tiny magnets or a little spacer, you know, to bring the facial gasket forward a little on the right side, but I don't see myself doing that right now, and I don't see myself doing it in the future, but who knows, maybe. Maybe it'll start to piss me off. But it's fine for now. We already talked about the dead pixel, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So overall, I'm super happy with things. I will say now, there is one more thing before we get to the conclusion. There's one more thing that I immediately noticed, and now that I'm just talking and experiencing things and not paying attention to it and not it's not part of my focus right now. The okay, they're gonna hold the inside, huh? Yeah. There's, with these panels, there's some color shifting with the lenses. And what that is, what it gives you, or what you see from that, is on the top of the lenses and the bottom of the lenses, you see a bit of a red kind of shift. And then on the left and the right, far sides of the lenses, you might see a blue shift. Now, I don't notice the blue shift, but I haven't really been paying attention that much for it. So that's good. What I do notice is the red shift. Now, this is something I didn't really notice so much with my first unit. So I don't know if that is maybe the lenses are a little bit tweaked different with this model, with this unit that I have, where, you know, it's presenting that color shift a little bit more. I'm not so sure. Okay, so it could be that, or what's probably more likely is now that my eyes are closer to the lenses and I have a facial gasket, you know, that makes sense, and it fits my face better and it pushes my eyes closer to the lenses. I'm able to see more of the image of everything, right? So I'm able to see that more now because it maybe isn't as blurry, or my eyes aren't as far away from the lenses. So maybe that's why I'm noticing that color shifting a little more with this unit. But I would be curious to get another unit, another HMD, just to see, you know, just to check if maybe my unit has a little bit of an issue. It might have a little bit of a defect, or whatever it is, you know, just designed a little different. Obviously, if we talk about the Quest 3, for those who have been following that or have one of their own, you know, there are discrepancies with each model, right, or each unit. So some people are saying they bought 5 different units and they all look different with the lenses. Some had better edge-to-edge clarity than others, some had screen door effects, some had close to none, or you know, whatever it is. So there might be these minor discrepancies depending on just minor things, right? It's a slight lens difference. You know, the displays, obviously, we know have their defects and differences depending on the display. I don't know much about that. Sadly, it's Bradley would know a lot more in that regard. With displays and that technology. But so I'm not going to talk into depth because I simply cannot, with my knowledge or lack of. But yeah, so outside of all of that, I'm very happy here. I do not see myself replacing this unit or, you know, really needing anything else. I would be curious to see if another unit has better color shifting, but it might have a dead pixel, so I don't know. You know, it's so tough with these. But we'll see where Beyond goes in the future. I'm really happy with this. I will do a full detailed review where, you know, I talk a little bit more about the hardware outside and how it's just, you know, and what other people are doing, the same kind of thing. But yeah, we're about finished with this race, so I hope you liked the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It does help me. If you want to see more, feel free to subscribe. I make videos for VR, mainly review videos, but hardware reviews, whatever I can. We're doing whatever I can. So, yeah, Big Screen Beyond. If you have any questions, if you want to know anything maybe that I missed, that I didn't talk about, that you want answered, leave a comment. I'll reply. And yeah, I hope you all have a good day. And I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye, bye, bye. We're just going to bring it to the pits. Maybe this will be a little sacred session for those who feel like sticking around, you know, who didn't click off just yet. You little dirty bitches. Yeah. You know who you are. It's all of you. I was hoping to put on wet tires this race, to be honest. That would have been kind of fun. Yeah, look at the... it's just... I had the index for a while. I'm going to do a comparison video where I compare kind of the index to the Beyond. And, oh man, I was just using the index for the past, you know, month while I was waiting for this new model. The lower IPD model. And the index, man, in the rain, things like this, you wouldn't see the details of like the water drops on the back of this Audi. It just, you wouldn't see it. You know, it would just, you would see it if you paid attention, but like the pixel density, it's so tiny. You know, it's so low compared to the Beyond, so it's just so much more detail, man. It's crazy. Everyone's pitting in. We're gonna do the same. And yeah, for those still here, if you want to check out Twitch streams, I do races. Every time I do a race, I'll stream it. Yeah, I do like maybe one a week. Depends. Not many. I don't stream often, but if you want to check that out, links in the description below. And yeah, if you want to see more racing videos, I'm starting a racing channel, like a ThisKory racing channel. I'll leave a link to that below too. I actually haven't really promoted that. So check that out too if you want to see more racing stuff like this. Take care.